It's Monday, the 11th of October 2010, and this is Photo Walkthrough episode number 136, a Lightroom 3 quick tip. Hello and welcome back to Photo Walkthrough. Today's show was inspired by an email I received asking a question that I suddenly realised I've been asked many times. I'm often asked how to work on photographs with Lightroom on the road and then bring the photographs back into your desktop collection when you arrive back home, keeping all of the edits intact, keeping all the raw files intact. We're going to cover that in just a moment, but first of all let's say a quick thank you to our regular show sponsor Mozy. If you've got a catalogue of photos on your computer or documents that you don't want to lose, anything that's important to you, you need some kind of off-site backup. Remember, you should be having three copies of everything on two different kinds of media with one of them off-site. So if something goes wrong, your house burns down or there's a flood or somebody came and stole all of the computer equipment, you've still got a copy that you can get back from an online secure server like Mozy. And of course, as a Photo Walkthrough viewer, you get a special 15% discount by using the promo code PHOTO when you check out. That's a 15% discount on the Mozy Home package. That's the consumer grade package. But if you've got a business, they've also got a Mozy Pro package, which is great for your business. You can get 15% off that as well by using the promo code PHOTO15. So thank you very much to Mozy for supporting the show. We really appreciate it. Okay, let's jump on and look at today's tutorial. Remember, this tip is done in Lightroom 3, but it will work in Lightroom 2 and previous versions as well. So go ahead and use this, whatever version of Lightroom you're on. This is a great way to bring your photos off a laptop back into your main desktop collection. Let's take a look. Hello and welcome back to Photo Walkthrough. Today I'm going to be responding to an email I received from Stuart Daniels asking a question that I've been asked quite a lot, so I figured it's about time I did a tutorial on this one. So let's take a look at what he said. He said, hi John, I've got a new MacBook Pro laptop, shot photographs while travelling, doing edits along the way in Lightroom 3, and I'm on the road. When I returned home, I wanted to import or merge all of those same photos into my Mac Pro desktop computer with the raw files and all the edits intact. Now, this is a common problem. In fact, it's a problem I've encountered myself many times. What you're trying to do is you're trying to work on the road, and then you want to bring the pictures back onto your home computer and merge them into your main Lightroom catalogue. But of course, what you don't want to do is lose the edits that you've made. So you may think that the way to do this is to work on them, finish them on the laptop, and then export them out as you know, maybe a JPEG or a TIFF or something that's a decent quality file that doesn't lose the edits, so the edits are sort of baked into the images that you export. But there's a much better way to do this, so let me show you that. I've got here a directory full of photographs that I took at least a year ago now, some while ago now, while I was on holiday in France with the family, and there's a few of these that I want to export. I've been working on a little subset of them, trying to make some leaves look autumny. So if I go down to my collections, you can see I've got a leaves collection here. So we're just going to work with this little set here. But the technique I'm going to show you works equally well with an actual folder full of images. So up here I've got the France house collection. And what I'm going to say is you need to export this as a catalogue. So here's this is our Lightroom catalogue that we're working on our laptop. So at the moment we're working on our laptop, and here is the set of photographs that I imported into this laptop's catalogue. And now I want to move this over. So I've done some work on them. I've created myself a little collection called Leaves, which has got the 5 images that I want to move over. And I'm now going to export this as a catalogue to be imported into my desktop computer. So the way you do this is, and I'm in the collection here, but this works equally well in the folder, and we can do export this collection as a catalogue. And I'll just show you briefly in the folders section. If I go to France House, I can just the same export this folder as a catalogue. And what that's going to do, so let's go back to our leaves. I'm going to export this collection as catalogue, and I'm going to click it, and it's going to bring up this export window. Now this is going to look a little bit different on a PC, but it does exactly the same things. So I've got a Lightroom exports folder. That's a pretty good place to put it. Let's call it Leaves, and most important, we want to tick this box here that says export negative files, and what that's going to do is, as well as the Lightroom catalogue, which is where the edits are stored, it's also going to export all of the raw files, which obviously are what came out of our camera, and that's going to be critical to making sure that we can re-edit these things back on our desktop computer when we get there. And also on this page here, we've got this include available previews tick box, which if we turn that on is going to save with the exported catalogue all the previews that Lightroom makes. Lightroom makes a couple of different levels of preview that are designed to make the whole application run faster, because it's got something already saved to disk that shows you what the image looks like at various different sizes, and that's the previews. So if you want to include that, that's useful for making your ability to work on these photographs quicker in your desktop version of Lightroom. If you don't include them, it will just remake them the first time it needs them. So if you're just going to put them onto your desktop computer and archive it and not work on them anymore, then you probably don't want to include those. If you're going to move them onto your main desktop computer and you are then going to want to do more work on them right away, then turn that on and it will make that process just a little bit quicker, because it won't need to remake those previews. So I tend to leave that off, because mostly at this stage I've done the majority of the work I want to do, and once we've got that, we've chosen the folder we want to store it into. In this case I'm doing Lightroom exports. We click export catalogue, and that's now going to write that catalogue to disk. It's made the catalogue, the dialog's closed, but it's still copying, look, the CR2 files, that's the raw files. So it's making copies of everything that's needed. Okay, so now let's move over onto our desktop computer, and I'm going to do that I'm going to simulate that by loading a catalogue. So if you go to the top of your menu, top of your screen, and grab the file menu, and then you're going to, you could choose open catalogue. In this case, I know that my main catalogue is the second one on the list here, so I'm going to choose that Lightroom 3 catalogue there, and you can see it actually closes Lightroom down and reopens it with the other catalogue file. The next important step, of course, is going to be copying that catalogue file from your laptop computer to your desktop computer. Hopefully you've got a network share on your desktop computer that allows you to simply export the Lightroom catalogue when you're exporting it over directly to your desktop computer. If not, you're going to have to find some way of transferring those files, and you'll find that it's a folder that contains a Lightroom catalogue file and another folder which has got all your raw files in it. So you need to find some way of doing a network share to copy that file from your laptop to your desktop computer and drop it in wherever you store your photographs. So if you've got a big photos folder, put it in there in a place that makes sense, and we're going to grab that from our desktop computers in just a moment. Okay, we're now in the Lightroom catalogue on the desktop, and we're going to import that catalogue that we've just exported. So I'm going to go to the File menu, and I'm going to choose, not Import Photos, but Import from Catalogue. And if I click that, you'll see it's going to bring up another folder view. Again, this will look slightly different on the PC, but it's going to do much the same thing. We're going to browse to a folder. Now, I happen to know that my Lightroom exports folder is in Pictures, and I exported it as a folder called Leaves. So you can see there it's made a folder on the disk, and inside that folder it's got a leaves.lrcat file, which is the Lightroom catalogue file, and also a France House folder, which is going to be where all of those raw files were saved. So what I want to do is choose the Lightroom catalogue, and then click choose, and that now is going to import that catalogue, and you can see it's found the files inside. There's the leaf files that I was working on. It's showing us the files that it's going to import. It's going to give us the option of choosing how we handle it. Do we want to add these photos to the catalogue without moving? Yes, we do. And that's about it. So we're going to leave all of those ticked, and we're going to click import. And that now is going to read those files in. It's going to add the raw files, and also it's going to keep the processing that we've done on the laptop, because that is stored in the catalogue file. You can see that it's applying that processing now. So we've got the original files and the processed versions of them. So there we are. We've got the 5 ones that I'd made look autumny, which are the processings, and we've also got the originals that were stacked with them. So we can see, if I close that down, that's our little stack of 2. Because I'd made virtual copies of these. So that's how you would import those photos back into Lightroom. We can just take a quick look at the folder view here. We can see that France House, which is the name of the folder that I had saved out. Remember, I did it through the collection, but it still appears in your folder view. Let's just close that navigator up a little bit. France House is there. It's got 10 photos in it. It's just there in my folders view, just like any other. And down here in collections, we've also got that Leaves collection. So it's storing the collection as well as the folder name. Okay, that's us done for today. I'll catch you next week. Bye-bye. Okay, that's us done for another week. Thank you very much for watching. I've got loads of interesting stuff coming up. Got a couple of things on review at the moment. Those reviews will be coming up fairly soon. And I'm also doing a bit of work with tipsquirrel.com, which is one of my favourite sites for Lightroom and Photoshop tips and tricks and tutorials. So check out tipsquirrel.com as well, and I will see you next week. All the best.
Photo Walkthrough is a free online video show about photography and digital photo editing using Photoshop and Lightroom. Please help support the show by using our sponsors' promo codes or by passing the promo codes on to your friends. Join the Photo Walkthrough community, find all the old shows, and subscribe to the new ones for free at photowalkthrough.com.
Photocastnetwork.com, your photography resource in the potosphere. Photocastnetwork.com